Yeah. All right, back cage action. Your first fighter fighting out of the from Concord Thai Boxing in Greensboro, North Carolina. Please all welcome Alan Sainato.
Alan Sainato from Concord Kickboxing.
Just smacked his head on the cage wall coming in.
He's a tall dude.
Just smacked it.
And he's gonna did it again.
That was a lot less hard that time.
Yeah, first one was flush.
Got the, if you search MMA shorts on Amazon, that's the first result.
Yep.
#1 first result, Amazon recommended shorts.
Yep. His guy's in great shape though.
I mean,
clearly lifts weights.
Clearly drinks a lot of healthy smoothie drinks.
Yeah, no, like, look at that. Look at that stomach.
A lot of wheatgrass.
And his opponent fighting out of Lake Thai in Moore's Mill, North Carolina. Please welcome Trequan Redfear. This is the 170-pound.
Trequan Redfear and Alan Sainato, both, by our information, making their debut, both listed as 0-0. So I laugh when I watch the coaches talk to them right there out at a cage side, because I imagine for most young men in that situation, it's just wobble, 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 wobble.
So that first time out there, there's not much like it in the world.
Alan Sainato out of the red corner. Trequan Redfear with the blue gloves on. Referee giving him some last final instructions. Touch the gloves and the two men go to their respective corners. Touch the gloves, and Redfear throws the first low kick. But Sainato pushes forward and is trying to slow down and control this thing, maybe putting some old man strength on it. And Redfear with another big kick and a left hand that lands. But Sainato is just pushing forward and yelling, come on. I don't know. He's looping his shots in and then pushing to the clinch.
A lot of looping so far.
Yeah.
Rushing to that clinch too.
Yeah, he's definitely rushing. He's prioritizing getting into the clinch rather than a certain position in the clinch. He just wants something, and then it's been that left kind of, I won't call it a collar tie, it's almost more like a headlock.
Yeah, over under, and like with the emphasis on the over.
Yeah. And that time Redfear was able to make knees work in the clinch. And then he just wobbled him with a right hand, and there's that right body kick. That's the strong side, but those are going to add up. And you see Sainato taking a step back because he doesn't want to eat too many more of those big right kicks.
Collins really let that one go for a little while.
Yeah. Sainato has initiated these clinches, but he hasn't done anything with any of them. There's a hard right hand.
Nice, right down the pipe finally for Sainato.
Yeah, Sainato's looping most of those right hands in. The one that he threw mostly straight landed.
Yeah, that one that was right down the...
Now he caught that kick and ran him down. I don't know rule set wise or judging criteria wise what we're looking for here.
Usually if a sweep or a dump is illegal, the referee will do this with his hands. Or
I think he did do that. I think he did do that.
This,
yeah, like motioned, like the safe motion.
Yeah, that's a motion for the judges.
This doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Hard right hand. Trequan Redfear. He wobbled him again.
Big shots.
Sainato standing up straight with his mouth open. He is hurt. He is hurt.
Didn't hear the bell at the end of that one.
Yeah, and Sainato needed that bell. Now Sainato is complaining of something. His coach said, what? And tried to lean in to hear him. Now, Trequan Redfear showing some fatigue as well. He looks pretty tired. But Sainato was clearly hurt and in trouble. And he was grimacing and limping.
Well, you hurt a guy like that and you tee off on him a couple times, your adrenaline might start dumping if you've never been in there before.
Yeah. Well, you want so badly to be done.
Yeah.
And that's when you're losing and when you're winning. Even when you're winning, you don't want to be in there any longer than you have to be.
It would be awesome if all of them were 10 seconds long.
Yeah.
Instead of just feeling like they
now there are some sick, twisted guys out there, especially at the top of the fight game, that do enjoy being in there. But amateurs or guys making their debut, they do not.
They're still in that fight or flight mode.
They want it over.
Yeah.
Even when they're winning.
And they'd rather fly as soon as this fight is over.
It's unnatural to remain in danger like this. And these guys are voluntarily locking themselves in a cage to fight somebody. Sainato's corner asking him to keep his hands up and keep it simple. Hard kick from Redfear, and then another hard. That's how he began the first round too. And then look, big flinches.
Oh, Trequan.
Sainato in a ton of trouble. He's getting swarmed. He's getting beat with punches and kicks. And now he uses the clinch for a good purpose there in slowing the action down and saving himself.
Yeah, he needs it now. But now he knows he can get there. He knows he can get to that clinch, so in those hard times he can't call upon it.
Redfear took a big deep breath just now.
Yeah, he did.
Redfear not nearly as active in the clinch as he was previously. This might be a battle of attrition similar to Doloff and Bradley that we saw earlier.
Now he's using it to rest as well.
Which puts Sainato back in the game for the rest of this round and possibly the third. Yeah, Redfear taking big deep breaths, throwing single shots.
What a change from the first round. Oh! And now it's a banger.
Yeah, Sainato finding the gloves are finding Redfear's face, but he's pushing more than popping. And that big right kick from Redfear is still finding its way in. Yeah, the referee indicating that those don't count, I guess.
Sweeps are illegal.
Yeah. Neither man has thrown a ton of punches to the body. Alan Sainato's not found a home for his kicks at all.
There's a lot of fight left here. Another 2 whole minutes after this, and I think both guys are exhausted.
Yes, so both men exhausted, but there are some guys, just like the Doloff and Bradley fight, there are some guys that don't need to not be exhausted. Some guys being exhausted affects their style very much, and some guys, they fight kind of the same even when they're tired.
Who's used to being exhausted in the gym?
Yeah.
You know, I always tell people, like, there's a good chance if you're up against a D1 wrestler that getting him tired is not enough to get him to stop wrestling. He's used to wrestling tired. He wrestles tired all the time in the gym. If you're constantly in the gym, not fresh and tired, but you keep staying in there on the rounds and you learn how to use your weapons even when you're exhausted, you can recreate it here in the fight.
Yeah, if he doesn't, and obviously Sainato is a whole grown man who owns a business, so I was not expecting rolling thunder kicks and Pele kicks and scissor kicks. And they were imploring him to keep it simple. You don't need a ton of gas to keep your hands up and throw a 1-2 and a low kick. But you can win a fight with keeping your hands up, throwing a 1-2 and a low kick.
Somebody just won the UFC middleweight title with just a 1-2 and a leg kick.
And you can be tired and do that. 60% mental.
65%, I'd say.
That's what you're going with?
I'd say it's a little higher than that even.
I agree. That's what's in the books. 60% mental. I think it's more. I think there's almost no physical disparity you can't overcome with will, other than your carotid arteries being closed by a choke. You're going out.
You just see red through it.
You see red. Whoa! Oh, scissor kick snaps into the jaw of Sainato, then a spinning back kick to the body, and then a spinning back fist up top. Sainato is in trouble. He's getting rocked with a right and a left.
I think that jumping scissor kick landed kind of.
Trequan Redfear just played his whole deck. He did every move he knew. And now slipping out of the way.
Every button he had not pressed, he pressed it.
Yes. He was saving up all his meter for this. Spinning back fist again. But Sainato's still there. Uses the clinch defensively, making Redfear carry his weight and putting some knees up the middle into the body.
1 minute left here. Sainato got a little work to do.
Redfear's mouth hanging wide open. Overhand right, misses.
The corner of Sainato is just saying go forward.
He's tired too. You're supposed to pop up real quick to show the other guy. Pushing his punches in, but he's snapping the head back of Redfear. What are the judges seeing in this moment? Like, you know, did they see the flurry for what it was? Did they see the accuracy of those shots? Or are they seeing Sainato pushing the pace, taking it to Redfear and throwing knees?
Glove got caught in the tape.
What are they looking at?
10 seconds left here, and I think that this 10 seconds matters. They neck and neck down the finish line, in my opinion.
That's been the story of the fights tonight, these stylistic matchups. You know, it's the cliche is styles make fights. But we see more interesting stories when we see beautiful scissor kick.
Beautiful.
Spinning back kick, it also lands. Now a spinning back fist here lands.
If that would have landed any harder,
yes,
it would have been bad.
Yes, because he'd already shown a mix-up in the heights of his attacks when he spun. What a performance physically, like the technical skills of Trequan Redfear versus the will and determination of Alan Sainato.
Grueling fight. Absolutely grueling.
And Redfear should feel good about his performance, but part of him has to be a little worried.
I think a lot of what we're seeing here is, you know, that first time fighter adrenaline dump, and you know, maybe he has another fight and he comes out and he doesn't get that nervousness, that adrenaline dump again, and he can fight the whole 3 rounds like he fought the first round. Because that first minute of the first round, he looked like a world beater.
Yes. And I don't think he knew. I think it's difficult when you're in there to be confident of where you're at in the scorecards. Like if you think you're never going to feel like you're miles and light years ahead.
They're tallying this one up for a while. Icy Mike, I tell you that much.
That's been the story, man. Which that just goes to show the good matchmaking that's going on.
Math's hard. Math's hard also.
Math is hard too.
It's hard to get numbers.
Let's
to
go.
add up to 30.
I'm trying to be positive, Dylan. Let's say it's because of the excellent matchmaking here at Fight For It, not because we don't exactly know what the qualifications are.
Big shout outs to Josh and Marcelo, always making these matchups.
Center of the cage.
But we actually don't know what you have to do to be of the person that adds up the score. Like, who is that person and what are their qualifications?
As your winner comes out in the blue corner, Trequan Redfear.
Yeah, I believe Trequan Redfear was a good bit ahead, but
nice round of applause for both fighters there, giving it their all in the cage.
Won the 3rd round with that flurry. I think I gave the 2nd round personally to Sainato.
Yeah.
And I thought they needed to fight in the 3rd round like they needed to win, and I think Trequan just fought a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And that one flurry, starting with that scissor kick, just sold the story of the fight for me.
Yes.